folks, yes, Paul Cloud Chasing Cyclist, I'm back. Haven't really been away, I've been away from YouTube, but I haven't been away from the scene. Working in vape shops, carrying on with stuff like that, watching reviews, keeping up with the community, helping people still get off cigarettes, because it's what I love to do. It's why I originally started this. Starting back up again, as I said yesterday in the wee I'm coming back video. It's lockdown, folks. I am bored and I have a lot of vape stuff I like talking about and no one to talk about with. So, you're just going to hear me. Big shout out to Roy's Reviews who helped me out with my new intro. Brother, you helped me out big time. As we all know, I'm a complete technophobe. I do not know how to edit for shit. But anyway, we're back and today we are talking about the OXVA Velocity. So yes folks, the OXVA Velocity. What we'll do, we'll try tested method. We'll go downstairs. We'll have a wee look at it. Look at the box. Everything comes in it. And then we're going to come up and I'm going to talk about this. I've had a lot of questions about this on Facebook, friends, people like that there. And I'm going to give you my honest opinion, which I've always done. Doesn't matter if it's something that place I work for sells it. If it's been given to me to review, I think it's crap. I'll say it's crap. I've always been like that. So that's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to dive down. We're going to take a up-close personal view of the mod. And then I'll give you my final thoughts and stuff. I've used one coil from I've got it. I'll show you that coil and all that there. And we will prime the other coil that comes in the box. And vape on it. And then, like I say, give you my final thoughts. So, let's dive downstairs, folks. So folks, here's the box, OXVA Velocity. As you can see, it says 20mm marble black, or 2mm marble black, 21700 box mod, 100 watt, picture of the device, velocity, all your warnings, 2-in-1 kit, all your usual gubbins, Unipro coils, batteries it takes, RVA, mouth to lung and restrictive drag lung. On the back of the box, all your usual information, scratch and sniff, and designed by Justin Lai. As far as I know, was the original designer for Geek Vape. So, open the box. You have your mod. Comes with 510 plate already installed. I can get into it. So I don't waste the side. Here we spares box. What have I got? So you have your pod. Obviously your pod will come in a wee bag, which I kept. There's the cover of it. You get another coil. So the coil that comes pre-installed in the pod is a 0.15. And then you get a 0.3 mesh, which we are going to prime up and vape on. Type-C charge cable and your 510 adapter removable too. So this works pretty simple. Screw it into the device. And then just lever it. In the device already, you do have your silicone adapter for your 18650. But why use an 18650 when you can use a 21700? So we're going to use molly cells. And there's your screen. Sorry about this, folks. Like I said, I'm only back. So basically gives you a readout. If we can get it, hang on. So yeah, there's your screen, folks. So you have 60 watt, ohms, volts, times, and puffs. As you can see, I've had 317 puffs on this. Yeah, and then menu, 3 clicks. So you have smart, power, volts, color, so you can change the color of your screen, exit, back to smart. So yeah, it's a pretty good screen. Battery life is really good as well. I think I got like 255 puffs before it died. So yeah, pretty darn good. Like I said, you should get your pod and stuff. So what we'll do is we'll take the other pod out, and then we'll prime it, put it in, come up top, vape, and talk about it a bit more. Alright folks, so this is the Coil Cam pre-installed. It's the 0.15. As you can see, it's a pretty big bore there. So it is mesh coil. I was using this around 50 to 55 watts. So it stays here. Best rate at 60 to 80. I found 55 was happy enough. You can, like I say, push it a bit more if you want, but for me, and I will still be using this coil, as I say, because I just put it in when I got the device, and it's still healthy. So just for purposes of review, I'm changing it out, and we're going to change it to 0.3 and use some salts in it. So what you want to do, folks, is take this air ring off, and then get your new coil. And you can see the 0.3 here. It's a tighter bore. Nope. Slippy hands. And it is rated 30 to 42 watts. So we're just going to screw that onto the coil. Airflow adjustment. So you can tighten it down and open it up. What will we put in it, folks? I think some fruit, mango, raspberry salts. So as you do with any coil, always prime the middle out. So a few drops in, let that soak. Starting to come through there, so that looks good to me. Easy enough. Just pops in. It can only go in one way, folks. So if you just click there, as you can see, there's a wee tab there and a wee tab there, either side of your airflow adjustment. And your airflow will go in between the parallels there. Easy enough to fill. We fill port at the top. Just give it a grab when you don't have slippy fingers. Two seconds. And just fill it up. Now this does come 2 mil and it had silicone in it, and I took it out, so it's easy enough to do. So that's it filled up, folks. Just pops in, goes in either way. Nice click. As soon as you put it in, new coil, so you want to hit the top button. So let's jump up top, vape on it, and talk about it a bit more. Alright guys, so we're back up top, talking again about the OXVA Velocity. We'll look down there, how do we click around the box, what comes in it, how it all goes together. I'll say guys, I'm pretty impressed with this wee device. It's very packable, but there is a bit of weight to it, which I like. It's a 21700 battery. Easy to fill. You just pop the top up like I showed you, fill your liquid the way you go with the pod, and then it comes with the 510 plate pre-installed, which is always a good thing as well. Have to say, pretty impressed with both coils. I've been vaping on this one now for a couple of hours since I did the down low, and it is pretty good for the Vic salts, the 0.3. I do prefer the 0.15 though, that I was using yesterday, and the one that I took out of the pod today. Seems to be my favourite one, so I will be going back to that when I'm using the pod. But for Nick salts, which I'm not really a big fan of, I prefer freebase. So I do. Yeah, 0.3 is fine. You've got that airflow restriction. I have noticed it can be a bit loud when you tighten down the airflow a bit, so bear in mind that. But as for that, it's brilliant. It really is good that way. Or a couple of toots in the pod. So that's at 30 watts, guys, with 10 milligram mix-up. Really is good. Another wee test I want to show you here is a voltage drop test with the 510 adapter. So on the Drag X, I have the Crace V2. It's a single coil RTA, so it is, and I have the 510 adapter in it. It's coming out at 0.6, but with the 510 on the Drag X, I have to vape that at 70 watts. And even at 70 watts, it's a very, very cold vape. So I'm going to take the same RTA off the Drag X with the 510 adapter, and I'm going to put it on the Velocity. So simple again, it doesn't matter what way, it just pops in. Just make sure it's all centered. New coil, yes, 0.6. And I'm going to put that at 40. So 40 watts. And that's an actual warmer vape than what's on the Drag X. So that tells me that there is little to none of voltage drop with this 510 plate, which to me is amazing. So big props on that one. So I'm going to take this one off and put the one that I like, because it matches. All that matchy and all that. And new coil, 60 watts. So it's my Watofu Next Mesh Pro with the RBA section, with matchy drip tip to match the mod. Love this. Perfect vape. So it is durable that way. So you can put tanks on, your drippers on, and you can also use pod as well. So if you're going for a night out, you want to be more discreet, put the pod on, 0.3, turn the wattage down a bit. Away you go. You've got plenty of battery life because it's a 21700 battery. So for me, it ticks all the boxes. The only thing I do not like about this is with the 510 adapter, it feels like it moves around in there. It's not a big gripe, but it's something to think about. So it is, but to me, you don't really notice it using it. You only notice it shaking it about, and nobody really shakes their mods around. So, guys, first review back. The down low is a wee bit shaky, but hey ho. Going to finish that off with a wee beer. Boys, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.